back for another installment of the Third Way Forum podcast, where we will continue to explore the third way forward in Japan. We're joined again by founding Third Way member Satoshi. Thanks so much for being here with us today. Can you tell us about the ways you are affiliated with the Third Way Forum?
Okay, so currently I'm serving as Chief Director of Third Way Forum, leading the efforts to build and expand our forum, together with highly committed and enthusiastic colleagues in the project team. My affiliation began with my first meeting with Shibata-san, who is the chairman of Indigo Blue and the founder and the sponsor of the Third Way Forum. Several months after I started my own business as a leadership coach and lecturer a few years ago, I was introduced to Shibata-san, and he told me about the need for creating a community for the increasing number of foreign professionals in Japan. I totally agreed with him, and then he asked me to establish this community. I was surprised, but at the same time flattered by the offer. As a former HR executive, I myself had observed and experienced the struggles of both the Japanese and foreign professionals for many years and understood their pain. So I thought it would be great if I could add some value by establishing such a community. First, I came up with the name, Third Way Forum. I suggested to call this forum the Third Way Forum because I thought the third way is the solution we are looking for. I mean, the Japanese corporate culture is not perfect and full of unhealthy and ineffective practices. We all know that. Many people are suffering. But at the same time, Western companies' corporate culture is not necessarily better. Foreign capital companies also have their own demons. At the same time, both Japanese and Western corporate cultures also have their own strengths, some positives as well. So what we are trying to do is not to bash one corporate culture and replace it with the other. We need to create something new, something better, and something that works both in Japan and abroad as a competitive advantage.
That's a really interesting point.
The more you hear from both Japanese and foreign employees at the large Japanese companies, there are many similar issues. The Japanese are often unintentionally excluding foreign colleagues due to their lack of confidence and their reluctance to work in English, while the foreign colleagues often do not have patience to understand the situation and quickly get frustrated, and that does not help them to manage their Japanese stakeholders effectively. Having said that, foreigners working in Japanese companies in Japan are still a minority, and even if they have great ideas, their voices often could be seen as noise or complaints, and their talent is often underutilized. Those foreigners who have been working in Japan are the ones who understand both the Japanese and the global practices, and these people, together with internationally minded Japanese people, are perfectly suited to build the third way corporate practices and culture in Japan. That's how I got started with the Third Way Forum, and thanks to the hard work and passionate contribution of the fellow project members, we could successfully launch Third Way Forum in 2018, and we are slowly but surely building up our community. Before I finish, let me just explain a little bit about the logo of Third Way Forum, which shows 3 leaves. One day, I was observing my wife's gardening stuff on the balcony. It was in spring, and many plants had just sprouted and spread a few tiny leaves out of the soil. By observing those plants, I noticed that the first 2 leaves always spread sideways, left and right. But it is always the third leaf, which grows in between, was the one which had the actual shape of the leaf of that plant. When I saw this wonder of the nature, I immediately thought of the third wave form. Wow! The first two leaves spreading left and right in the opposite directions are exactly like domestic Japanese culture and the so-called global company culture. And the third leaf growing in the middle, showing the true shape of that plant, is exactly like the third way corporate culture the company should strive to build, and it is going to show the true culture of that company. That's why the logo of Third Way Forum has 3 leaves. Anyway, that's how I got started with Third Way Forum, and I feel very privileged and honored to be involved in such a noble cause. Thank you.
There's a lot of insightful information there. Thanks so much for sharing. Be sure to check back for another episode of the Third Way Forum podcast. If you'd like to know more about the Third Way Forum, find us online at indigoblue.co.jp/thirdway.